Don't you be afraid.
Hey guys, welcome to the ANX Weekly Update, where we bring you the latest video game, anime, and movie news. I'm Unbiased Ann, and I'm here with Genesis and Terrence. What's going on, guys?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is it morning time?
It is morning.
It's almost lunchtime though.
Almost.
That's
I
all
know
I know.
he's already like, what are we having for lunch?
I'm ready for lunch.
What are we having? Whataburger.
We talked about Whataburger, so maybe.
It's always out there. It's always a possibility.
So anyway, y'all ready to get into it?
Yeah,
We are.
We got to do shout outs real quick though.
let's do it.
Shout out to the gamers, right? Shout out to all the otaku people. This
Mhm.
podcast is for you. Shout out to all the PC gamers. This podcast, not so much for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, anybody listening or watching on AVersion TV, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you will be first to get all the videos. Let's jump into
Round 1.
ANX Updates. Not a whole lot of news this week. I did
Fourth wall.
order another Dragon Ball Z pop.
He has a problem.
It's on the way.
He does.
It's on
He's
the way.
like, no, that's it. No more. Okay, now no more.
Yeah.
Just one more.
But it's not here yet, so I don't have it to show you. But One Piece Stampede review we did with Mike B is available now. Link down in the description below. So if you're a One Piece fan or just an anime fan and you want to know how we felt about the movie,
Check it out.
check it out. And that's a quick round one. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Round two. Wait, hold on. Did you see Stampede?
I have not.
Okay.
So you gonna get it or you going to?
I'm not going to call Mike B
Why you gonna call Mike B? Why don't you just watch the podcast?
because they don't show the movie.
Round 2.
Speaking of One Piece, got a game that came out.
Yeah.
You picked up your copy yet?
Picking it up today or within the next couple of days.
Okay, so One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. So there's a bunch of games that came out last week, so we got to really get to it. Dynasty Warriors style game.
Correct.
And
Full story, though. Full story.
I can't remember the last time I played one, so maybe I'll get this one. I don't know. Nah, I'm just kidding. Dragon Ball
Oh,
Z
I was
forever.
like, what?
Because that trailer, man, that trailer, I was good with the trailer. For the first like 5 seconds launch trailer, I was good. And then he blew up and got all big and started
we
flying
don't-
through enemies. I was like, no.
We don't really understand the story, though, because we've never seen
I
the
don't
show.
care about the story. That looks stupid to me.
Okay.
But if you don't know the story, how you say it's stupid?
I said it looks stupid to me.
But it may not be look stupid to you if you know the story.
When you're fighting and then all of a sudden you look like you gained 400 pounds and you're just big hot air balloon running around punching people or floating around punching. That looks stupid to me.
That's the fruit he ate, though.
I don't care. I don't care why he got like that. It looks stupid. So I don't want to fool with it.
Anime snob.
So you got to pre-order.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You
good.
gonna play this?
No.
I mean, it's a real simple game.
No.
Square, 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 X.
No, it's not. Man.
It's Dynasty Warriors. That's Dynasty Wars. What are you talking about?
Anime snob.
Either way, I'm good. I don't.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next game then. Saints Row 4.
The heck?
I don't know which one. Reelected?
3.
4 reelected?
3. I think because the other 4 was hell.
Okay. Released on Switch. I played Saints Row when it first came out.
It was light.
Because it was a drought. There was no GTA. So it was the closest thing to GTA. However, now that I look back on it, it's like a GTA kind of mixed with like Dead Rising. Kind of, right?
Yeah.
It was fun, but it just wasn't quite where it needed to be. So I never kept up with it.
So Saints Row kind of takes place as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because it's a lot of cussing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first two, it was a lot of cussing. You could still drive, and it wasn't so far left. So you were good. But when you got to reelected and you become the president, and then the fourth one was you go to hell, it just went
Sideways.
Yeah, real quickly. Where Grand Theft Auto still stayed true to what it was, Grand Theft Auto. And then
once GTA 4 came out, there was no place for Saints Row anymore.
No, 3.
So
you could say 3. Vice City.
No, because Saints Row, like I said, came out first on that next gen console being PS3 and Xbox 360. So it came out first before there was a GTA to play on that system. So like I said, it filled a void. But then once GTA 4 came out, there was no place for Saints Row as it was. So it had to change into something else.
It went way left. So I was good with the first two. The first two were good. It was still about that thug life and gang banging. So it still gave it that. But once these came out, you went from thug to the president to transcendent to hell, and then you went to heaven.
So it was just like all over the place.
Yeah, it just.
But that's how they marketed it too. Like after that, the commercials just got started to get real crazy.
Right. It wasn't and then after that they used what was that other one? Because they transcended into the next one on the Xbox One.
No, but here's my thing. Sound like you play most of these games. So whatever they doing, you still purchasing.
No,
you still blind. You still.
No, I didn't purchase or buy either one of these. But you always have to have the knowledge on the stuff that's coming out, like what we do, and so I've seen bits and pieces of it to where once you became the president and you had to defend the White House. I mean, I was like, okay, this is going a little bit too far.
All right, so since it's going too far, you gonna play this re-release on Switch?
No.
All right, since it's going too far, let's move on to the next game, Bleeding Edge. I got a problem with this, man. So we watched the trailer.
Okay, yeah.
And they showed zero gameplay.
Yeah.
So I have like no confidence that this game is any good. And I'm kind of getting tired of the Borderland, bright color, wasteland kind of people knockoff games that do something similar.
I do.
But it's just like, if I want to do that, I just go play Borderlands. I don't need all these little knockoffs and spinoffs.
Well,
but you said you played the demo.
I played the demo, and it's not a Borderlands anyway. It is a more of a maybe cel shaded Overwatch.
Is it a fighting game though?
It's an Overwatch, so it's a shooter.
Well, I feel like it's the Borderlands when you do the little arena mode in Borderlands when you can fight like the horde, the rounds. But you fighting the computer. Right. But this, I'm assuming you're fighting other people.
This is more like Overwatch, though. This is their Overwatch. And if you guys, may say this, if you guys want to play this already out, and if you have the Game Pass, which we'll speak on later on, it is free to play.
Of course, it's free to play. Because they ain't show no game. They show no gameplay footage in the trailer, man. Yeah, of course, it's free to play.
No, because they've had 2 betas for it. They've had 2 betas already. So people have had a chance to play it.
So something wrong with the game. Why would you need 2 betas?
Because there's an open beta and then there's a closed beta.
Oh, okay.
Well, all I can say is I agree that it was a little concerning there was no gameplay footage, but I really do like the characters. It's super creative looking. I love the colors. Everybody looks real different,
If you remember last year, E3, this was one of Xbox's its.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So it was one of the its. I don't like when it first released. So
and now it's free.
Yeah.
Well, when it first started playing, I thought this looks like a Fight Club, and then they said it, welcome to the Fight Club or whatever, and I was like, is this a fighting? I was kind of confused on what type of game it was. But
so since you have Game Pass, you playing it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
After you play Doom Eternal, after you play it a lot, so we can review it and give the listeners and viewers a good review after. And we do have the Game Pass, but I mean, so since you like the graphics so much,
I mean, be interested. Well, I don't want to play it, but maybe you could pull it up or something and play it for a little bit.
Okay, let's move on to the next game. How do you pronounce this?
Gigantosaurus.
The game? I mean, the game indicates that Gigantosaurus is something else, maybe a TV show, maybe a movie or something. I've never heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Right? Doesn't that indicate that, like,
usually,
like it was something and then something else, or maybe a cartoon or something?
Yeah.
Maybe a kid show. This is super kid friendly game.
Very kid friendly.
So if you have children,
which you do,
which I do, I think he would enjoy looking at the animals. the dinosaurs.
Well, he's so young. You can just put it on like the demo screen, like,
right
before you press start, and then it just loops. And
I feel like a 6-year-old would be playing this or something.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, depending on how early you get.
Till 5. I think till 5. And the reason I said that is once they hit 6, it's all Fortnite. It's 6.
Oh, okay.
It's all Fortnite.
Yeah.
And they just did a new. I don't know why. They just did a new something for Fortnite, and so you can have like the all gold skin.
Oh.
Gigantosaurus. Why are we talking about Fortnite? Nobody care about Fortnite. Shout out to all the Fortnite players. Anyway, I have no idea what this game is about. You run around kind of open land, collect stuff, look like that you can race, and I don't know if there was a battle system or not, but not for me.
No.
All right, next game.
For the children.
All right, game called Good Job. Now, I think this going forward, all these games are download only, I believe.
Correct.
A game called Good Job. So this is what I got from it. It looks like a Sims.
Yes.
Looks like the Sims with Lego characters, but it's more focused on you being at work.
Right.
Hence the name Good Job, as opposed to being at home and then going to work. Because I can't remember, in the Sims you went to work.
Correct.
But they didn't really. Did they show you at work?
No. Not
so
really.
this is what you were doing at this, in Sims when you were actually at work.
Yeah.
But this is more chaotic. So this is still gave me the kid friendly kind of feel, because it's basically you could take it and just use your character and just waylay around at everything, and either it would blow up or it would explode. So
when it first turned on, I mean, I thought it was a phone game. It just looks kind of basic.
Yeah,
I don't
very
know.
simplistic. And
I usually like easy basic stuff, but I don't know. This looked weird to me. Like I can't imagine it being entertaining for that long.
There's a level of basic. There's that borderline between basic and just put it back in a box.
Yeah. Which
you can't with this one because there's no physical copy. But it didn't give me that feel like it'll be worth anything.
No.
Because of time.
I agree.
I don't know. It looked interesting to me because it just looked different.
I mean, it does look different.
As what we were just talking about with Bleeding Edge. I'd rather play, based off the trailers we saw, I'd rather play this than Bleeding Edge.
So
based off the trailers we saw, because again, I'm tired of the copycat. Let's do this and let's recreate it and let's make a whole bunch of this. And this seems
it is unique. I mean,
but I thought you said
unique.
you didn't want all of the brightness, and this game was very bright.
Brightness.
The color.
No, I'm talking about the colors as far as the costumes and the stuff that people are wearing.
Like the bright green and the bright pink.
The bright
and
pink costumes and the pink hair.
I mean, I like it.
And the goggles. Everybody running around looking like Becky Lynch. Shout out. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The style of the game, the colors or whatever. So, anyway, it's still a no for me. I'm just saying.
Yes or no?
Yeah, it's a no for y'all too.
Yeah.
Shinsekai? You can't see it. It's kind of small.
Shinsekai, yeah.
Shinsekai Into the Depths. Had good graphics.
Very good graphics.
It looked great. Gameplay, not my, as we talked about last night, not my cup of tea.
So it reminds me of a game, PS4 exclusive, Into the Deep. Where you're in a small little sub, and it takes place a little girl who's trying to find her dad.
Like a sandwich?
Submarine.
Okay.
He's hungry.
I'm hungry.
Told you, Whataburger. And it had that feel, that really artsy feel.
Mm-hmm.
It really looked really good. Now, as he said before, there are a couple of parts that seemed mechanically challenging.
Yeah, it looks like it's either going to be one or two things. It's going to be a really difficult game to play, or it's going to be a very simple game to play, and you're really just taking in like a movie cinematic kind of feel. It's going to be one or two things. The music was off the chain.
Correct.
That's the one thing that stood out to me the most, the music and the graphics.
The water looked good.
Yeah. My thing with water-based type games is everything is slow motion.
It's slower.
Even in Super Mario 3, the only reason I really liked the water levels was because you had finally got a different suit. Got the frog suit. Other than that, I hated the water levels. I've always hated the water. I don't like the slow motion, going slow and throwing stuff that's going to hit like 18 seconds later.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. But
where you have to time it, the timing is
right.
different.
It changes. Yeah. the execution.
When it's time for me to kill, I kill. Anyway, what did you think about it?
I didn't like it for some reason. I don't know what it was, just the visual. I mean, not from a gaming perspective, because I don't really know the mechanics like that, but from a visual perspective, it just looked weird to me. I'm just saying.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so are you gonna play it?
I am gonna play it.
I knew it. I said this looks like something. I
like the visuals. I liked how the water bubbles were coming up in the background as he was kind of like breathing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like that even though you progressed, so you progressed from your regular suit underwater to your little mini sub. So yeah, and I need to price it first. Now if it's another $60 game, no, I won't be playing this.
A $3 mini sub?
No.
Let's move on to the next game.
Okay.
Panzer Dragoon remake for the Nintendo Switch.
This was a weird trailer.
It was all gameplay, and the graphics were dope.
The graphics were dope, but it was like just a dragon flying around.
Well, at the same time, it is a remake,
and that's how Panzer Dragoon was. It was basically just flying.
I don't know. So Terrence, I never had a Sega Saturn.
Oh, okay. So
did you?
Yeah, and then it came out on the other one too. It was another system that it came out on, but I think the original Xbox, maybe.
Yeah. They did some kind of
because this is like there were two. They made two Panzer Dragons, but most of it was just flying around. You know, I think it was more artsy too.
Yeah,
the beautiful this is nice.
It was beautiful.
Kind of game in kind of a desert feel. Mm-hmm. As you could tell by just the clothes and the way the dragon was presented itself. We'll see.
My thing. Here's my little rant on this. I don't know how long the rant will be. When I think of Panzer Dragoon, I think of Sega Saturn. When I think of Sega Saturn, I think of Panzer Dragoon. Sega Saturn, generally speaking, was a failure. I don't necessarily care about this at all. I'm not saying it's not a good game. I'm not saying it wasn't a good game, but whatever happened with it, it wasn't enough to keep Saturn afloat.
Well, Sega, period. I think that at that time, what period of time was that? PS?
Yeah, technically, the PlayStation era.
And then the Xbox. So both of those two were kind of coming of age.
No, not PS2.
Well,
PS1. PS1, and then like the N64 came on the tail end. Because PS1 came out, 95?
Goodness.
Probably.
So that's the Saturn. So we're talking mid-90s.
Right. So, but Nintendo and PlayStation were doing so much better. You just kind of smooshed it out. And then after that, Sega wound up doing what they're doing now. No system.
Yeah.
Just games.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, they put they had in the ring. They did well for a little bit. It just wasn't lasting, because at the same time with PlayStation you were getting like 5 games to Saturn's like 2. So if you got 5 games over here but you only have 2 on the system that are playable, eventually you'll go to the ones that have more games. All game selection. Say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So you didn't like it. You're not gonna play. You're not gonna fly around.
No, I'm good.
Deep Sky Derelicts Definitive Edition.
So I felt like this looked cool because it kind of looked like a comic book. It looked like a visual comic. I mean, not visual, a like video comic book. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I couldn't really understand. I was so focused on the style, like looking like a comic book. I didn't really understand what was going on.
It looks like they were using that in the trailer to disguise that it was a card game. So,
like I said to you before, it reminds me of Slay the Spire, which I don't know if you ever had a chance to look into.
She played it.
But it is it is a card-based game.
Okay.
That your cards are used for your actions and for your dealing damage. So basically, in your deck is what you use to either buff yourself, do damage.
Family friendly, bro.
He's trying to think. He's like, what? What did I say?
Right. Make me lose my whole train of thought. But it looked very card driven.
But I like card games. So I hate that they did that. They tried to show like these action scenes with these comic book. They show more of that than actual cards.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't really know what it was about. I
think they showed the cards maybe 2 or 3 times real fast and then mention a card-based attack or something. Like load up your card-based attack or something along those lines.
But what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, I do like the card-based games. One, because when you play, it does a auto generator, so the levels change daily.
Yeah.
So it's all pricing. If it's a $9 or $19 game, I'll give it a try. If it's $40,
well, what if it has microtransactions?
Yeah, that's a killer too.
Yeah.
That's a killer too, especially with what's going on in the world right now. You know,
I'm down. Give me some Tetramaster any day. Only thing good about Final Fantasy VIII. Next game.
hate your room.
Is there another game? I don't know what's going on here. I think this might be the last game right here.
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
gonna sneak ahead. Yeah, that's the last game. Moons of Madness.
This looked interesting to me.
Yeah, you like scary games.
Yeah, it's like scary.
But don't ever want to watch a scary movie.
I know.
But want to play the scary games.
Yeah. No, it looked good though. I felt like it's scary and kind of sci-fi. I wouldn't,
Yeah, you got a sci-fi survival horror. Like, I guess you crash. I don't know if you crash landed or you were supposed to land there, but you landed on a moon.
It looked like, and I know it's an old movie, and I'm pretty sure you have probably never saw it, In the Mouth of Madness mixed with Event Horizon.
I saw Event Horizon.
The one that went in the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was weird. It was weird, but it was decent.
Yeah.
It gave me that feel like you're in a ship, you don't really know what's going on, and then it just goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
But my problem with this one is it looked kind of cheap.
Yeah, I thought so too.
The graphics weren't like right, and then
don't you think that they made it that way to kind of
nope.
Basically
nope.
A lot of times what I feel like when they don't have the better graphics, they may try to rely on the story more.
Yeah.
And so based upon, like the talking of him being on his radio, it was more based upon the communication to whoever he was talking to of what was going on, rather than here's these like.
But my thing is, again, we talked about this before. I want the whole package. The people who make the story are a totally different group of people than who make the graphics. So it's not like I'm putting more into story because I have less graphics. It's like you better have a good story because your graphics are trash.
Yeah, but from a developer standpoint, as far as the budget goes,
correct.
You have to pick, just because it's two sets of people or two sets of teams, your money has to go somewhere.
Well, how about
if you don't have that much? I don't know who the developer is for this.
Well, I'm just saying
it's an indie game.
Someone wrote the story. Actually, I think this was a book. So you don't even have to mess with the story that much. You just have to incorporate what happened in the book. I think it was a book. So it's kind of like, yeah, you might have a better story because it was already written in depth for you. Mm-hmm. But the graphics were trash. The sound was trash. The voiceovers were not good. It was just that kind of default sounding. I don't want to say clip art, but if when anybody goes and listens to this trailer, they'll see like, oh, this sounds generic.
No, I did get the feeling when I was watching it that this looks good, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not good because it looks lower budget.
Right.
I did get that feeling, but I always hope for the best.
You gonna play it?
I don't know.
So
if I can find that at a Redbox or something like that, or if it makes it to Game Pass, I may.
Well, you won't find it at Redbox because all these are download only.
Oh, they quit doing video games at Redbox. I read it the other day.
Did they?
Yeah.
Because people was keeping them? Okay. Maybe.
You playing it? You like the scary games?
Maybe.
Oh Lord. It's a hard no for me.
Okay, well then it's a no for me because if you're not playing it, then
right.
Y'all ready for round 3?
Yeah,
yes.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Round 3.
I got a story. You know what my story's about. You can tell just by looking. GameStop reportedly will close over 300 stores after closing over 500 stores last year.
Is this a permanent close?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Closed. And not just closing stores. They will try to convert as many stores as possible to something they're calling a gaming hub to encourage social gatherings. amidst with the COVID-19 running rampant.
Stop.
Oh, GameStop, what is you doing? What is you doing? Do I agree? Now the Game Hub is going to focus more on esports and competition and tournaments. Do I agree that they should go that way? Yeah. Do I think it's 10 years too late? Probably. I feel like something like esports is more PC driven. You don't do PC stuff, man. Now you're trying to jump into the PC arena because esports is the biggest thing going. You all should have led the charge for esports, the largest video game company in the world. The first and last tournament that I've entered was at a GameStop.
Really?
Yes. The first tournament I ever entered and the last one that I ever actually entered was at a GameStop.
So they used to do the tournaments?
They used to do tournaments.
Oh.
And then stop. Now, I will agree that I went to actually it was more than 64 people. It was like a 80-man Street Fighter 4 tournament. And I will agree, it was not a great experience. Let me take that back. It was great for me because I was whipping everybody. But it wasn't a great...
Did you use Ken?
Of course. It was not a great experience, though, because GameStop looked like you can't even hold 30 people, much less 80 people, plus the staff, plus anybody who came with the 80 people who were... So you just had people just standing outside, all in front of the other businesses because the GameStops are too small. So that's my problem with this gaming hub thing. I'm not going to get into stores closing and all that. We can talk about that another day because there's a lot of things wrong with GameStop. I wish they would do better because I don't want them to close. But yeah, tournaments in GameStop, it's not big enough.
Well, maybe they're closing to get different locations to get bigger places.
I don't think so.
Well, they are opening some more stores, but I think that what happened is at the time, and with like a lot of stuff with like AVersion or whatever, you put these places in strategically, put these stores in locations that at that time they did well. It
made sense.
But now that is kind of reverting back to not a good place or good location.
Yeah. Oh, no. That don't cause you to lose $500 million every year.
We're talking about store locations. We're not talking about,
Well, they're closing because you're losing money.
Well, at the time when they opened the store was probably making money.
I'm saying GameStop as a whole is losing money. So I think even the ones that might just be breaking even as a convenience location will be closed also.
Yeah,
because you're not losing money, but you're not making money either. You got to go.
Well, either way, they're trying to make a strategic move. It sounds like.
Yeah.
To figure out how.
I sure hope it works.
I hope it works too.
Because I feel like we've only been to probably 2 GameStops that was probably big enough to hold like a tournament.
Yeah,
that big one that's hooked onto that out there in Plano or something. Yeah, it's a like humongous GameStop.
Huge.
And it's just a waste of space because they don't got the inventory to even fill up.
Yeah.
Most of that space is just wide open spaces.
It's insanely huge.
Yeah, it's like 8, 9, 10 times the normal GameStop. I feel like you could put 5 in the front half of the store and then 5 in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I hope it does well. I hope this works out. I don't know with this COVID-19. I think the COVID-19 in general might have companies rethinking how they do everything. So I'm not sure if having a social gathering in a small store is a good business plan going forward. I think a lot of people, at least probably for the next year, will probably do their best to stay away from situations like that, regardless when we're able to get back out.
This coronavirus has caused problems for every entity.
Yeah.
So it's car dealerships, because what do? You go and you talk when you want to buy a car, you got to go to the dealership.
Hate that though. I like that. So all the commercials keep saying, "Oh, you can order a car online and we'll deliver it to you." Great. So I don't have to talk to that idiot. Shout out.
They keep you there for 8 hours a day
or more.
Yeah. By that time, most people give in, and that's when they make the silly decisions because they done been there since they ate their breakfast.
Yep.
So I mean, I get it. That's why places like Carvana and all those doing well. But GameStop. There are GameStop locations that do pretty well. Now, sometimes it's not based upon games. This whole pop swing. It's helped a lot of locations do well too.
Which we talked about this in the past too. That I think they can be doing better with their pops. They need to have more game, possibly anime related pops, and not all this weird Mr. Rogers and stuff. Nobody's going into GameStop to buy Mr. Rogers Funko Pop.
Well, they are buying the sports pops. I do know that.
Oh,
well,
really?
That's because I feel like that's one of the only places you can find them. And because no one's going there to get them, because no one's going to GameStop to buy a Dallas Maverick Funko Pop. But if I see it, I will just happen to grab it.
The Biggie,
right?
The Biggie, the Tupac, the Ice Cube. But
that's not. You can't keep that going though. That's not. That's nothing that can keep going over time. Like that's a one-off. Or we put a couple of these in our stores and they happen to sell. What's the long-term solution?
The other problem I think is with GameStop is they have a ton of pops, but they're like if you go up to the thing like the rack or whatever, it's like 5 rows deep. So if you really are looking for stuff, you have to like pull them all out and really, really look. And I think it's probably not just a GameStop problem. Like but it's, I don't know. After a while, I'm just like, I don't feel like digging through this anymore.
Right.
But I really do hope, I really, really hope the best for GameStop, because I like GameStop. And the scary thing about this is it right now is maybe not the best time to make a huge strategic move. I don't know, because we don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of things, like you said, this whole COVID-19 is going to cause a lot of businesses to change the way they do stuff. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
And I just feel like this is the opposite direction of where most companies might go going forward.
Well, let's just hope for the best.
Yeah.
And they may get a little bit of this bailout money too.
They need something.
They may get a little bit of this bailout money, which is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But
so let's get on to the next topic here. Game Pass versus PlayStation Now. Whose story? That's your story?
Nope.
It's my story.
Oh, it's your story.
It's my story. So I'm pretty sure most everybody has heard about Game Pass and they've heard about PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now's been around longer. And it allowed you to play up to 500 plus games through their streaming service. And right now they have a program to where it's monthly $9.99. But it does require good internet service. So depending on where you live, and the quality of your internet, and they're capping everything right now anyway, you may or may not be able to use it properly. Mm-hmm. So the Game Pass, the difference is it's not a streaming service. It is, they do have their cloud system where you can house the games forever as long as you have the program, but it's not a streaming service. And right now their A-list titles seem to be better than PlayStation's, but their titles, because they don't have as many, and most of the things are A-listed. So what they did to kind of really push the envelope is, at the time, Outer Worlds was one of their big ones. They did really, really well for them. Gears, of course, you could play Gears, but when it first came out, you didn't have to because it was a Microsoft. And then this month they've done some other things, Wasteland, they've done Naruto, Jump Force. They've tried Kingdom Hearts. They've tried to keep a lot of big titles so that if you maybe waited a month, you would get it. You could get a big title. Or if it was an exclusive, you could get it right away. Now, it is more expensive. I think it's $19.99 for 1 month. And if you get the 3 months, it's like $45.
So it sounds like you like the Xbox Pass better because it's all you really been talking about.
Well, I tried. I did have the 1 month because they're doing a 7-day trial for the PlayStation Now. Mm-hmm. I did PlayStation Now back in the day, before I had Xbox Game Pass, and it did. If you didn't have the process or the system didn't work correctly, it wasn't great.
So the whole question is, which one is better?
Right,
Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Now?
For the purpose of the service only, the Game Pass is better. For the purpose of system, then that's not what we're talking about. I will go PlayStation. But the Game Pass is a better product, especially if you want to play the games that are relevant right now.
So I'm going to say neither. I hate the concept of both. I hope it goes away soon. This is nothing but just a glorified game rental service. And the thing I hate about it is something we talked about a long time ago with all these subscription-based services. As soon as the subscription is over, you no longer have access to these games. Mm-hmm. And it's not cheap. You're talking about $20 a month?
Yeah.
You 2 months, you could have went and bought your own used version of a game that's been out for a month and owned it and keep it. You can play it however you want. I don't feel like there's enough relevant titles on there for me to pay that much money for it per month. I'd rather just use that money to go get something that's actually new that I actually want to play. This stuff here, like I said, just don't get fooled, y'all. Like, y'all don't own anything. As soon as the subscription runs out, you can't play any of these games anymore. That's what I hate about it.
I think it just really depends on what it is that you want. Do you want to sit around and just be able to play all sorts of games? Then this may be something for you.
And on top of that, you don't have to buy them.
Right. Some people don't want to. Some people just want to play it.
We talked about this before, having a physical copy. We like physical copies. But if you don't need a physical copy and you still want to play Jump Force, if you still want to play Outer Worlds, you can do all of that in the period of time.
But you can download the game also. And if I spend $20, I spend $20 and I play the full Gears of War 5, I play the full Outer Worlds, and I even do some Jump Force in a month's period of time. Because right now we have a lot of time to play games, right? For the price of $20 and to actually play all the way through these games. That's great. That's, again, same thing we're talking about with GameStop. That's a short-term solution. After that month, after you done played these games, you're like, I'm not paying $20 for another month because the new game's coming out this month. I don't really care about it. So let's cancel. 3 months down the road, some Gears DLC came out. Everybody's online with chainsaws and shotguns. I want to get back on. I don't have the game. So what do I have to do? I either got to go pay another $20 for the subscription, or I can spend that same $20 and go to the store and possibly buy Gears.
Or you can get a 3-month pass.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's to me, it's a waste of money.
And I think it's a decent product. Either way, I'm not. I mean, if you want to play older PlayStation games, the pass is the play now. Is
so
okay.
PlayStation now has double
the games.
Double the games.
Probably triple.
And it's cheaper. But it does not come with online subscription. So you got to buy PlayStation Plus on top of that. So at the end of the day, it's probably the same price.
Pretty much.
But you get double the games on the PlayStation Now. And not only that, but you have access to PS2 games, which for me, PS2 is the best system ever made. So I'd rather have that library versus any regular Xbox library, because Xbox was trash.
Knob.
Got anything?
No. I'm good. I just think I get what y'all both of you guys are saying, and I think it just depends on what type of player you are. If you're not a completionist and you're not, or you just like to jump from one thing to another, it's great. If you are,
I like to get it down.
What they tell people about pointing fingers?
I don't know.
It points back at you.
Right. Stop that.
What kind of old? Let's move on to the next story.
He said, stop that.
Oh, question of the week. How about everybody out there, let us know which one is better, Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Now? Put your answers down in the comment section below. Next story. What is this?
This is my story.
Okay.
So basically, again, I love this because of everything going on with COVID-19. You know, people are trying to find creative ways to do things, which I really, really love that. I love that people are really thinking outside the box. And this story is about a few different people, but one of the stories is this couple couldn't get married because she's a healthcare, the lady is a healthcare worker. She doesn't want to even risk anything being around anybody else. So her fiance and her decided to get married on
TMI.
I just went like, what's the name of the game?
Oh Lord, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, they got married, and although the people in the picture, well, this may not be the real one, but they had all their friends there too that play Animal Crossing, and anybody that doesn't play Animal Crossing, they were able to view it through like some video streaming thing.
Oh, TMI.
I know. And then, and of course they'll get married for real later, but I just thought that was pretty cute. And then there was another story about a guy who graduated from the New York Fire Department, like EMS thing. Mm-hmm. and they postponed the graduation. So his friends threw him a graduation party on Apex Legends. Somehow there's like fireworks and stuff. And then there was a middle school teacher who bought a game called Half-Life, Alex or something. And he had already just bought it. He was playing it and he noticed there was a drawing board in there. And so he thought to himself, I can use this drawing board to teach my kids, because he's a teacher. And so he started teaching them geometry by writing on the board in the game. And he said it really worked. He said there was the kids are retaining the information and they were doing quizzes and everything.
That's cool. Terrence ain't never did anything like that for us. Nothing cool.
I'm not a teacher.
That's true.
He's like, I got my own kid to worry about. I'm
Right.
not trying to worry about your education.
All right, so I guess that's the feel-good story of the day, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Need somebody to do the review with unbiased Ann.
Yes.
So
don't be confused just because I forgot the name, because I really like this game, but I always go blank on things. So
all right, so time to wrap up the show. I'm not gonna steal your thunder this time.
Oh yeah.
What I will say is everything that we talked about in this episode, One Piece, all the video games, even the Animal Crossing here, links down in the description below if you want to check them out.
That's it for this week's update. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. See you next week.
Don't you be afraid.